Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a journey that every dreamer understands. The journey from zero to unstoppable. Yes, zero. That's where every success story begins. The person you admire, the innovator, the leader, the hero, they all started with nothing but a vision and a burning desire to move forward. They had no special privileges, no guarantees, only the courage to begin. You see, the first step is believing that where you are right now does not define where you are going. Your current circumstances, your past failures, even the doubts others place on you, none of these are permanent. Every expert, every champion once stood where you stand now. They understood that zero is not a curse, but a blank canvas filled with infinite possibilities. I want you to take a moment and think about where you are right now in your life. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel overlooked. Maybe you feel like your dreams are too big and the world is too small for you to make a difference. I want to tell you something that is often overlooked. Something that can completely change the way you see yourself and your journey. Every single person you admire, every person you call successful, every innovator, leader, athlete, or creator started exactly where you are today. They all started at zero. It may sound simple, almost obvious, but think about it for a second. The people whose lives are now the stuff of inspiration, the ones we put on pedestals, the ones we say, look at how far they've come, they did not start with fame, fortune, or recognition. They started with a blank page, an empty canvas, and sometimes even nothing more than a dream and a tiny spark of hope. They began with doubts in their own minds, people around them questioning their ability and circumstances that were far from perfect. And yet, they moved forward. That's the power of starting from zero. Zero does not mean hopeless. Zero does not mean weak. Zero does not mean that the world has turned against you. Zero means opportunity. Zero means potential. Zero means you have the rare and powerful chance to shape your life from the ground up, to build something extraordinary out of nothing. Think about it. When you start from nothing, there is no ceiling. There is no limit imposed by what you already have. The only boundaries are the ones you create in your mind. Every millionaire who started with no money, every world-class athlete who started with no coach, every innovator who started with no resources, they all began with zero, and they used that as their fuel, not as an excuse. Consider someone like Oprah Winfrey. Before she became a global icon, she was a young girl growing up in poverty, facing unimaginable challenges. She experienced rejection, humiliation, and the kind of hardship that could have crushed any ordinary dream. Yet she began from zero. She believed in the possibility of something better, and she used the lack of resources as motivation rather than an obstacle. She didn't wait for perfect conditions. She didn't wait for the world to give her approval. She started with what she had and where she was. And today, she is unstoppable. And she is not alone. Think about J.K. Rowling, who went from being a struggling single mother living on welfare to writing the Harry Potter series, one of the most successful franchises in history. She had no publisher lined up, no fame, no financial security, nothing but a story and her determination to bring it to life. She started at zero, and that zero became the foundation for a universe that inspires millions. The lesson here is clear. Starting from zero is not a weakness. It is the first step toward greatness. It is the place where resilience is forged, where determination is sharpened, and where dreams begin to take shape. The beauty of zero is that it is equal for everyone. No one has an unfair advantage at the starting line of their life, rich or poor, famous or unknown, young or old. Each of us begins with the same blank page in some aspect of our journey. What separates the unstoppable from the ordinary is not the starting point, but what you choose to do with it. Some people see zero and feel defeated. They feel like they are too far behind, like the odds are stacked against them. But others see zero and feel empowered. They see it as a chance to define themselves, to create something that is truly their own, to take ownership of their path. The difference is mindset. The difference is the refusal to let circumstances dictate your destiny. When you start at zero, you are free, free to fail, free to experiment, free to learn. Starting at zero is an invitation to grow without limitations. Nobody is watching you yet. Nobody is judging you yet. Nobody expects anything from you yet. And that is the perfect environment to take risks, to explore new ideas, to discover your strengths, and to embrace your weaknesses. Because starting at zero gives you a unique advantage, the ability to make mistakes and learn from them before the world imposes pressure on you. Every expert you admire, every professional you envy, every person you call successful, they have all been through this phase. They have all stumbled, fallen, and made mistakes before they achieved mastery. The key is that they started, they tried, they refused to stay at zero, and they persisted. Starting from zero also teaches humility. It reminds you that nothing is guaranteed, that success must be earned, and that every achievement is the result of effort, persistence, and learning. When you have nothing, every small victory feels monumental. Every step forward feels like a triumph. And those small victories build momentum, which eventually turns into unstoppable force. Remember, zero is not the enemy, it is the beginning of everything. Look around you. Look at the lives of people who have truly made a difference in the world. Steve Jobs, who began in a garage with nothing but an idea. Elon Musk, who started with little more than vision and a relentless work ethic. Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming a legend. They all started at zero, and what they did with zero defines what it means to be unstoppable. They took nothing and built empires, achievements, and legacies. And the same is possible for you. But to embrace zero, you must also embrace patience and persistence. Starting at zero can feel uncomfortable. It can feel lonely. It can feel discouraging. You might compare yourself to others who seem ahead, who seem to have it all, and feel like giving up. But remember, no one starts at their peak. Everyone climbs their mountain step by step. The journey from zero is slow at first, but every step counts. Every action, no matter how small, compounds over time. Zero today can become 10 tomorrow, and 100 next year, and unstoppable 5 years from now. The key is to keep moving, no matter how small the steps. Starting at zero also gives you clarity. It teaches you what truly matters, what you value, and what you are willing to fight for. When you have nothing, your priorities become clear. You learn who you are, what you want, and how much you are willing to commit to achieve it. You discover strength within yourself that you never knew existed, courage that emerges only when the world challenges you, and resilience that develops only when you refuse to quit. Zero is not just a starting point. It is a testing ground for character, grit, and determination. So, I want each of you to take this message to heart, wherever you are right now, whatever your circumstances. Whatever the doubts in your mind or in the minds of others, you are not defined by your starting point. You are defined by your willingness to start, by your courage to take the first step, and by your persistence to continue moving forward. Every person who is unstoppable was once at zero. Every person who has achieved greatness has stared at an empty canvas and decided to paint a masterpiece. And you can too. Your journey from zero may not be easy. It may test you in ways you cannot imagine. You may face obstacles that seem insurmountable, setbacks that feel devastating, and moments when giving up feels like the only option. But remember this, zero is not the end. Zero is not a trap. Zero is the raw material of your life, waiting for you to shape it, mold it, and transform it into something extraordinary. Every small action you take, every decision to keep going, every lesson learned, moves you closer to becoming unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, greatness is not reserved for the privileged, the talented, or the lucky. Greatness is reserved for those who start, who persist, and who refuse to let zero define them. Start today. Take that first step, no matter how small. Embrace your zero as a gift, as an opportunity, as the foundation of your unstoppable journey. The person you want to become, the success you dream of, and the life you desire, all of it begins now with your courage, your effort, and your decision to move forward. Zero is not nothing. Zero is everything. Zero is the beginning of your story, the start of your legacy, and the launchpad to a life that is unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a moment and reflect on one simple truth. No matter how many opportunities come your way, no matter how talented you are, no matter how much effort you put in, your success is first determined by your mindset. Your mindset, the way you think, the way you perceive challenges, the way you respond to failures, is the foundation upon which unstoppable growth is built. You can have talent, you can have resources, you can have support, but without the right mindset, all of it can crumble like sand slipping through our fingers. Mindset is the invisible force that shapes every decision you make, every action you take, and ultimately, the life you live. It is the lens through which you see the world, and it either limits you or liberates you. When your mindset is strong, resilient, and focused, you become unstoppable. When your mindset is weak, filled with doubt, fear, or negativity, even the simplest challenge can feel like an insurmountable mountain. The question is, which mindset are you choosing today? Let me tell you something about the power of mindset. The most successful people in history, people like Elon Musk, Serena Williams, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Maya Angelou, they all share one thing in common. It's not luck, it's not privilege, and it's not even raw talent. It's mindset. They have trained their minds to see possibility where others see impossibility, to embrace discomfort as a catalyst for growth, and to turn obstacles into opportunities. Their mindset allowed them to persist when the world told them to quit, to innovate when the rules said don't, and to believe in themselves when no one else did. Your mindset is like the soil in which your life grows. If the soil is fertile, rich, and well-tended, the seeds you plant, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, can take root, flourish, and grow into something magnificent. If the soil is barren, filled with weeds of doubt, negativity, and fear, your seeds will struggle to survive. And the truth is, the difference between someone who reaches extraordinary heights and someone who remains ordinary is not always skill or luck. It is the mindset they cultivate every single day. But how do you cultivate a mindset that'll lead to unstoppable growth? First, you must embrace a growth-oriented mindset. This means believing that your abilities are not fixed, that your intelligence can grow, and that your skills can improve with effort, learning, and persistence. People with a fixed mindset see failure as a reflection of who they are. They believe that talent alone determines success, and that setbacks are proof that they are not capable. People with a growth mindset, on the other hand, see failure as a teacher, as feedback, as a necessary part of the journey. They understand that every mistake is a step toward mastery, and that every challenge is an opportunity to improve. Think about Thomas Edison, the man who gave the world the electric light bulb. He did not succeed on his first try, or his 100th, or even his 1,000th. When asked about his repeated failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That perspective, that mindset, transformed obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into progress. Without a mindset like that, he could have given up, and the world would have been much darker, literally and metaphorically. Mindset is not only about embracing growth, it is also about controlling your thoughts and emotions. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, criticism, rejection, and loss are inevitable. But how you respond to them is entirely within your control. Two people can face the same setback. One will let it crush them, the other will let it teach them. One will complain, blame, and give up. The other will analyze, learn, and take action. That difference is mindset. Your mind can be your prison or your powerhouse. If you train it to focus on possibilities rather than limitations, to seek solutions rather than dwell on problems, and to cultivate hope rather than fear, you will become unstoppable in your pursuit of success. Another essential element of an unstoppable mindset is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep moving forward when the path is rough, and to maintain faith in your goals when the journey gets tough. Life will knock you down, there is no way around it. But your mindset determines whether you stay down or rise stronger than before. Resilience is not just about enduring, it is about learning, adapting, and evolving. It is about transforming obstacles into fuel and using challenges as stepping stones toward your dreams. Consider Serena Williams. She faced countless injuries, defeats, and criticisms throughout her career. Many would have considered giving up, but her mindset never allowed her to accept defeat as permanent. She focused on growth, she embraced challenges, and she relentlessly pursued excellence. That mindset is what turned her into one of the greatest athletes of all time. It wasn't just her physical talent, it was her mental strength, her belief in herself, and her refusal to let setbacks define her. Your mindset also determines the energy you bring into every interaction, every opportunity, and every challenge. When you approach life with a positive, proactive, and determined mindset, you attract possibilities, solutions, and people who support your growth. When you approach life with negativity, fear, or self-doubt, you attract limitations, obstacles, and stagnation. Your thoughts shape your reality, and your mindset shapes your life. If you want to become unstoppable, the first step is to become aware of your thoughts, to challenge the beliefs that hold you back, and to replace them with empowering beliefs that propel you forward. It is also important to understand that mindset is not static. It can be developed, strengthened, and refined. You are not born with a fixed mindset. You are not destined to be limited by your current circumstances or past failures. Every day is an opportunity to train your mind, to practice positive thinking, to focus on solutions, and to strengthen your resilience. Like a muscle, your mindset grows stronger with deliberate effort and consistent practice. Meditation, visualization, journaling, affirmations, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are all ways to cultivate a mindset that supports unstoppable growth. The difference between ordinary people and those who achieve extraordinary results often comes down to this: mindset. The difference between someone who gives up after the first failure and someone who eventually succeeds beyond imagination is mindset. The difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves is mindset. When you realize that your mind is your most powerful asset, that your thoughts determine your reality, and that your mindset can transform obstacles into opportunities, you unlock the secret to unstoppable growth. Imagine a life where every challenge you face becomes an opportunity to grow. Imagine a life where failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Imagine a life where self-doubt is replaced by confidence, where fear is replaced by courage, and where obstacles are replaced by stepping stones. That life is possible, but it begins in your mind. Your mindset is the foundation. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes are the bricks, mortar, and scaffolding of your unstoppable journey. If you invest in your mindset, you invest in your future. If you strengthen your mind, you strengthen your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to leave today with this understanding: no matter where you start, no matter what challenges you face, no matter how many times you fail, your mindset is the one thing you can control. It is the compass that guides you, the engine that drives you, and the shield that protects you from despair. Nurture it, train it, and guard it fiercely. Every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, and every success story begins in the mind. From that place of mental clarity, strength, and resilience, you can take action, overcome obstacles, and become truly unstoppable. Your mindset determines your reality. It shapes your choices, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. Choose to cultivate a mindset of growth, resilience, and possibility. Choose to see challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and setbacks as fuel for your journey. When you do this, nothing can hold you back. You will rise above circumstances, defy expectations, and achieve goals that once seemed impossible. An unstoppable life begins with an unstoppable mind, and that mind is yours to create, shape, and empower starting today. Ladies and gentlemen, invest in your mindset, protect it, nourish it, and refine it. Your growth, your success, and your life depend on it. With the right mindset, you are not limited by zero, by fear, by doubt, or by circumstance. With the right mindset, you become unstoppable. And once you understand this power, once you harness it, nothing will ever be able to stand in your way.